Hello, William McAusland here, creator of the Mutant Epoch role-playing game and setting. Today we're going to take a look at Pitford, Gateway to the Ruins. Welcome to scenic Pitford. This is your last stop before undertaking a dig in the nearby great ruins. Why not enjoy some of the fine services offered in this enclosed town? There are brothels, bars, massage parlors, excellent shops, a casino, and even a gladiatorial arena, all here for your delight. After all, this may be your last night in this twisted world. Why not make it one to remember? Pitford is like a great immobile tank, stuck on the battle-scarred wastes in the shadow of the great ruins. This scrap metal enclosure is more than a home base for excavators. It's a dynamic and mysterious adventure site, where opportunity, riches, espionage, crime, and debauchery await. Herein, game sessions are as challenging and deadly as anything found outside of its junk and concrete shell. This fortress town stands as a frontier bastion for a hard-pressed humanity, providing a retreat from the harsh sandstorms, humanoids, insane machines, and mutated beasts of the wilds. It is a stopping place for travelers, outlaws, savages, scavs, runaways, and most of all, excavators. For over 80 years, this fort has served as a base camp for dig teams who loot the boundless runescapes beyond, where the lucky make it back alive with artifacts of enormous wealth and power. By the toil and blood of these brave men and women, great deeds are done. Through these best and boldest, the reclaiming of lost human heritage continues. Understanding of the cataclysm grows, and looted weapons and armor of the ancient ones improve the survival odds for the besieged and tattered remnants of humankind. This book is both a Game Master reference resource and a guidebook to players whose characters are visiting the bustling, Old West-style boomtown. Included are detailed descriptions of 56 shops and businesses, 33 streets and alleys, access points to the topside roof, and stairwells down to the notorious basement level. In addition, fortress defenses, warehouses, gatehouse, and town watch details are included, along with a robust section on the municipal jail with encounters for those incarcerated within. Also included are a series of adventure hooks, assorted appendices covering map collections for game masters and players alike, the governing association of business owners, and the freehold scouts. Situated in the northeast corner of the Crossroads region, Pitford figures heavily in upcoming adventures published for the Mutant Epoch role-playing game. While having this book isn't necessary for running these adventure modules, it would enhance gameplay and provide details on resources adventurers need to recover, resupply, and recruit new excavators. This book is 200 pages long, has 108 illustrations, 5 maps, 122 locations, encounter tables, random rumors, adventure hooks, and much, much more. Like other Mutant Epoch print books, this one has a grayscale illustration of the cover art inside. Where the Pitford book differs from others is this grayscale image is actually from the back cover of the print book and shows a daylight view of the enclosed town, and in the distance to the east, the edge of the great ruins looms ahead. Now, if you have the PDF version of this book, the table of contents is fully linkable. Just click it, it'll take you to the page. And the index at the very back of the book is the same. Likewise, any text inside the book that says go to page so-and-so, click that and that'll also be a live link within the PDF. Now, because this isn't an adventure, you can take a look at the art in this flip through, whether you're a player or a game master. Let's get into it. Here's a group of characters around a giant scrap-built table. The cyborg woman with an arrow is pointing to overpass. So Pitford is tucked away in the upper northeast corner of the Crossroads region. And while the Crossroads region book does cover Pitford, it is only in very brief detail. I'd also like to mention here that the Pitford book comes in a free light version as well, and it will suit the purposes of a game group who's running an adventure such as Beyond Red Crater or the Flesh Weaver's Adventure. The Pitford light book is about 30% of the full Pitford book. Continuing with the flip through now, Part 1 covers overviews, covering the overview of the Crossroads region, of the Northern Freehold, of which Pitford is one of 3 towns. And then there's an overview of Pitford, including a history of it. And this illustration here shows the discovery of the original ruin site that was chosen to establish the overnight fortified camp that later became Pitford. Part 2 covers the Pitford Town Watch, which are basically the militia here. And there are rules and notes on if the characters would like to join up. Part 3 of the Pitford book covers the ground level. And the first section is Services and Entertainment. And here we have Four-Headed Fergie's Outfitters. Characters can get some adventure equipment. Buzzboy's Relics. A Caravan Office. Champion's Fighting Pit, which the characters can actually participate in the gladiatorial matches if they're so inclined. It doesn't always end well, though. Chan's Water. Cleopatra's Brothel and Bar. Conrad's Bar and Grill. Crazy Suki's Massage Parlor. Dale's Supply. Dead-Eye Gunsmithy. The Dust Devil Saloon. Ellis Motel. Eugene's Computer and Tech. Fuel Depot. Hal's Water Depot. Hollywood Brothel. Honest Al's Relic Emporium. JoJo's Weed. Kang's Slave Mart. Kit's Washers and Bath. Lady Luck Hostel, which has a lot of adventure opportunities and very bad things can happen to your characters here. Then we have the Last Stop Motel, which has 2 tables. One's a random robbery event, and then if something happens, there's a D10 table for the Last Stop Motel's random assault types. Leatherworks, Looter's Bar and Grill, Mixer's Radio Service, where you actually pay this guy to have transmissions sent between communities if you don't have a communicator strong enough to do so. Morto's Supply, Ogg's Loans, Pete's Archery, Pitford Brewery, Pitside Reloaders. Make sure you save your spent cartridges, folks. Prospect Inn. And then the Quest Path Apartments. Those of you who bought the Flesh Weavers will know all about this. Rad's Power Depot. Rest Easy Motel. Rudy's Beer and Wine. Ruin Vista Sweets. Rusty Supply. Sal's Bakery. Shell's Stable. Sister Beth's Hospital. Slick Rick's Guides. Smoky's Scrap Repository. Tyler's Eatery. And there's a descendant of Tyler. Tech Lord's Robotics, which includes a random robot generator. Not only the physical aspects, but their programming and quirky details table. Gives you an idea what can go wrong. The Alcove Bar. United Post and Parcels Office. Zach's Funeral Service. Zod's Eatery. Zulu Bob's Casino. It's an interesting area because there are several games within the game here. Knife throwing is one of the events that you can win prizes on. Spin the Wheel of Luck. Poker card game. And Dice Race of Fate. And Tooth Toss. Part 4 covers ground level streets and areas of note. Part 5 is the topside roof area, which is off limits to guests and even citizens who are not part of the Association of Business Owners or Pitford Town Watch. And it covers different access points such as Ladder South, Ladder North, Sky Stairs, and the Deckway. Part 6 covers the basement level. It covers access points, the cellar, the footings, the bunker, the tomb. And basically a huge population of Pitford live below street level. If there was a slum in Pitford, this would be it. And as you can tell from this illustration, we have a digger vet. We have impoverished families. We have seepage of some kind coming under that door. Skulk in the rafters. It's a sordid place, but it also has services. Balan's Clinic, the Church of the Truth, Hoochie's Bar, the Cots, New Dig, the Hole. Well, these aren't all services. These are actually adventure sites, things that offer a lot of adventure opportunities if the characters are brave enough, such as the oily pool, the old bunker. Now we're moving into a new section. Part 7 covers defensive positions and Pitford ABO facilities. Now, ABO stands for the Association of Business Owners. I'll just flip through that. This is mostly Game Master areas. Now, the municipal jail will probably be used by player characters. I don't think I've ever run a game group yet that hasn't crossed the law. Alright, flipping through, continuing. Greenhouses. So we've arrived at part 8, the assorted tables section. Sample rumor table, which uses 2d20, has some interesting statements. On page 146 we have the weather conditions table, and this has a great effect on whether the characters can get out to the ruins that day or not. And if you've played the Flesh Weavers, you can see that sometimes junk and sandstorms will keep people indoors for extended periods of time. Part 9 covers encounter tables. So we have street encounter tables for the ground level. We have nighttime street encounters, daytime encounters. We have encounters in the basement area, which is any time of day, and doesn't have to be with other humans either. Patrons, staff, and encounters in the Pitford bars. You need to quickly populate a bar. This table shows how many patron rolls for each bar. Then the table after that, bar encounter tables, night encounters on the top side. As mentioned before, characters aren't supposed to be on the top at night, but player characters, being what they are, will eventually end up on there for some reason or other, involved in some espionage, intrigue, or escape. And we have encounters with other people who shouldn't be up there, as well as creatures, like this. And we also have a section on camping outside the gates of Pitford. Pitford closes at dusk every night and doesn't open its gates again until dawn. There's a D12 counter table to handle what happens to the characters during the night outside. Encounters outside of Pitford within 10 kilometers or so are also covered within this book, and there's a D8 roll by day or a D8 plus 2 by night. Part 10 covers Pitford and area sample adventure hooks, just to get you started. Then coming across the appendices on page 175, covering the Freehold Scouts, becoming a Freehold Scout. And then Appendix 2, the Association of Business Owners are discussed. Part 3, player handouts and maps. And there's quite a few. Now this is a map that characters can buy for a silver coin, downloadable from our website. You can hand this out to the group, and it's very accurate to the actual GM's map, so it just doesn't show everything. And it only shows ground level. And then we have the rules for staying at the Lady Luck Hostel. And then we have Game Master map, street level, top side, and the basement, which probably players shouldn't see. On page 183, we have an area map of the vicinity around Pitford. 1 hex here equals 1 kilometer. Now there's a downloadable color map of this available to Society of Excavator members. Now, Appendix 4 covers an overview of Rockspire, and this is an excerpt from the Crossroads Regions book, just in case you don't have that book. It's just a one-page document, but it covers a cult that live in a nearby community that are dedicated to the eradication of Pitford and all excavators. They claim the ruins as their own divine territory. Then we have a directory of tables. It's very handy when you're trying to remember where you saw what. And the index. Now, as mentioned before, the index is fully linked in the PDF. So you just click on one of these, and it takes you right to the page where that shop or service or street is discovered. Now, for the rest of the book, we have Game Master maps. These are in 4 sheets each, so you can either download and print out the PDF pages from our website for members, and tape them together. So we have the street level map, we have the basement map, and we have the area around Pitford map. And there is the full color version of the original illustration. And there you have it. Thanks for watching. You can learn more about Pitford, Gateway to the Ruins by going to www.mutantepoch.com and following the links from there.